Happy 100th anniversary to Walt Disney Pictures. So on this day, October 16th, 1925, Walt Disney himself founded Disney and called it Walt Disney Pictures. It all started things off with animation like Snow White, Pinocchio, Fantasia, and Dumbo. Then comes Bambi, Three Calabaros, Alice in Wonderland, and Peter Pan. Lady and the Tramp, of course, Sleepy Beauty. Well, also Disney also started doing things with their iconic characters. Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, and Goofy. Making us laugh and have some fun for the family. And sometimes you'll see him, Mickey, with Minnie Mouse, Donald with Daisy, Mickey, sometimes with Pluto, or Goofy just trying to teach us what to do. And then there's sometimes you can obviously see Mickey Mouse with his friends and his pals. In a movie, or a cartoon, or a TV show, just right for you when you were a kid. Like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. If some of y'all were around that time when it was like the perfect show you watched when you were young. Then in 1964 came Mary Poppins. That was so classic that even earned a Golden Globe nomination and even earned multiple awards. Then there was Mary Poppins Returns, which happened decades later. Then of course there was also 101 Dalmatians. About a dog's missing, then the dogs go find them. From a devious, mysterious woman who's so devil, Cruella de Vil. Then Disney also continued to do animation for years though, with The Jungle Book and The Aristocats. Then there was also one of the cutest franchises of all, The Amazing Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, which also sponsored Winnie the Pooh, the franchise. They continued to make movies to be successful, like The Little Mermaid, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and Beauty and the Beast, which became the first ever of the Disney nomination movies that was nominated for Best Picture in 1991. They continued the show's success as well, with Aladdin, Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, and one of the most acclaimed Disney animated movies of all time, The Lion King. Then there was a company and a studio of animation, Pixar, which the logo on the left just looks like a square with a dot in the middle, and on the right, you can see a Pixar logo with a lamp that replaces the eye, because the Pixar logo jumps on at times and then crushes it, and it becomes the eye. They first started out with short animations with The Adventures of Andre and Wally B, Luke So Jr., Red Streams, and Tin Toys, including Knick Knack. That is until the year 1995, when Pixar made the first CGI animated movie, Toy Story, which was a huge, huge hit, with one of the most iconic characters in the movie, Woody and Buzz Lightyear. This movie made like a huge amount of money that it was so huge to this day. Then right after that, Disney also made A Bug's Life, which was another successor back 25 years ago. Then after Bug's Life, they keep making movies to this day. Toy Story 2, Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, Cars, Ratatouille, WALL-E, Up, Toy Story 3, Cars 2, Brave, Monsters University, Inside Out, The Good Dinosaur, Finding Dory, Cars 3, Coco, The Incredibles 2, Toy Story 4, Onward, Soul, Luca, Turning Red, and Lightyear. Pixar was founded by Edward Catmull and Alvy Ray Smith. Also co-founding was the co-creator of Apple, Steve Jobs. If you're a fan of Christmas, there's also the Santa Claus, played by Tim Allen, who is the Santa Claus, who kills Santa Claus and replaces him as the Santa Claus. Which the first one was so good that it even sponsors 2 sequels. Whether you love them or hate them. Disney also did some very successful movies that also meant to your heart. The Parent Trap, Remember the Titans, and even the chorus, Holes, with Shia LaBeouf. Well, even with other good actors in the movie as well. They also did some very good, also promoted some television stations for kids and adults alike. Disney Channel, Disney XD, and Disney Junior for kids to watch. Even some shows might have changed some people's careers around, like Selena Gomez, Miley Cyrus, Demi Lovato, and some other people as well. And of course, even Zendaya, or as I like to call her, Zendaya. But then there's also some great animations, including Phineas and Ferb. Unless you were Dr. Doofenshmirtz, would be also be saying, if you see a platypus, you're saying, a platypus? Terry the platypus? Yeah, I get it. How hilarious is that? But if you were stuck in the middle, Jenna Ortega, well, she was just a child actress. Until the first episode proved that she would just be like saying this. If my family was a week, I'd be Wednesday. Then 6 years later, spoiler alert, she became Wednesday Addams in the Netflix series Wednesday, which was a huge successor that it put Jenna Ortega through some most surprising reviews and even earned critical acclaim for her role as Wednesday Addams. Can't wait for season 2, baby. Even Olivia Rodrigo, who you may know her, well, okay, first stop first. She was also part of the Disney Channel's thing as well. But you know what else happened to her? She became a huge pop star that she even won multiple Grammys. Yes, just like that. I'm not kidding. I mean, how surprising is that Olivia Rodrigo went to being from a Disney Channel star to a popular music star right now. So, huge congrats to that, Olivia Rodrigo. Can't wait to see what you do next. Then there was the year 2003, with Disney did some movie adaptation on their Disney rides. But that is until like 2003 when people were skeptical about a movie based on a Disney ride called Pirates of the Caribbean. Which then, in 2003, we got Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. But people were wrong. It was a huge, huge hit, not only by critics, but it was a huge successor at the box office. Thanks to the people who got to be in this movie, including my favorite actor, Johnny Depp, who got to play one of the most iconic and most popular characters of his career, Captain Jack Sparrow. Johnny Depp was so good, and they added his character to the original ride. And when you think about Pirates of the Caribbean, you know what he thinks about the ride. You think about Johnny Depp. And surprisingly, Johnny Depp was nominated for an Oscar for that role. Seriously? Oscar nominated? No way. But yes. And it made Johnny Depp a bankable actor. And it made so much money that it sponsored 4 sequels, actually. Some were also box office hits as well, and they just made so much money, it just kept on going and going to make Disney so much money. Then years later, we also got another one that was just pretty solid, Jungle Cruise, with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Yeah, Becky didn't know that one was based on a ride as well. But then there's also some other Disney movies that were also, well, not related to Pixar. They weren't made by Pixar at all. They were Disney animated movies that were non-Pixar, including, of course, Moana, Zootopia, Wreck-It Ralph, and some you probably might love, Encanto. Including you, Frankie Weenie. Yep, talking about you, Tim Burton. Then, somehow, one of the most biggest historic franchises would come to Disney that's so superheroic. The Marvel Cinematic Universe. Or you could call it the MCU. Now, really, it was just first started off with Paramount having the first until it was sold to them. Starting off with Phase 1, and it made one of the most popular franchises that are still happening today. Thanks to the names, the list of actors that got to play these iconic superhero characters. Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man. Chris Evans, Captain America. Chris Hemsworth, Thor. Mark Ruffalo, Hulk. The beautiful, talented Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow. Jeremy Renner, Hawkeye. Samuel Leroy Jackson, no swearing! Nick Fury. Tom Hiddleston, Loki. And of course, the boss man who is in charge of Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige. They continued to start things out with Phase 2. And Phase 3, which is one of the most popular phases and one of the most strongest of them all. Then Phase 4 was supposed to be like this, but then COVID-19 happened, in which movies were shut down, productions were shut down, everything else was going to streaming because of COVID. Which means you couldn't see them in the theaters, you could see them at home. And it changed the industry, and it changed everything for the film and Hollywood business. But then, everything changed things up. When 2021 happened, everything was open up again. And some shows and MCU were coming back in 2021, thanks to the vaccine and the COVID and the vaccine, getting vaccinated. Yeah, okay, let's continue. We got this of the Phase 4 of the MCU with the shows. WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, What If, Hawkeye, Moon Knight, Ms. Marvel, and She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. Then the movies we got for the Phase 4. Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Thor Love and Thunder, and Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which was a heartfelt tribute to Chadwick Boseman, who died before the film was even made. God bless him and rest his soul, the king. And the Phase 5 has just started, and some are just in development or currently just filming right now. But we'll just have to see what it's like in the Phase 5 right now because it just has started. And we also got to be looking forward to Phase 6, even of course, Deadpool 3 is in the MCU. Yes, he's in the MCU, folks. Hope you're excited about that. We'll see what it'll be like in the future. Hope you're excited for him, y'all. Then 2012, a franchise was sold by George Lucas to Disney of a franchise by Star Wars, in which Disney had a plan for a trilogy of the sequel trilogy, with Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker. Force Awakens was the beginning of the sequel trilogy. The Last Jedi was somewhat hated by everybody. And people were left utterly speech about what happened. Rise of Skywalker I thought was better than The Last Jedi, but there's still some issues about it, but yeah. It was just revealed by everybody that they clearly just didn't have a plan for this trilogy. It just didn't do a great job with storytelling at all. But there are some other trilogies you should watch, the original and the prequel. So yeah. Sorry, sequel trilogy. You're not likable. But besides those, it also ended up giving us spin-off movies. Solo: A Star Wars Story and Rogue One. Then there was the Disney Plus shows. Starting off with The Mandalorian, The Bad Batch, The Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Andor, and Ahsoka. And of course, there was also, well, you probably didn't know that Indiana Jones was also part of Disney. Yeah, I bet you all didn't know. Well, it is part of Lucasfilm anyways, in which they just released Indiana Jones with the Dial of Destiny, which I thought it was better than Crystal Skull, actually. But a solid farewell to the character. Though, but probably not the best of the best, but what the heck ever. I liked him. Thought it was very alright. But very solid though. But still, may the Force be with you. Then there were Disney remakes, in which Disney remade every single movie to live action. 101 Dalmatians, 102 Dalmatians, Alice in Wonderland from Tim Burton, The Sorcerer's Apprentice, Maleficent, Cinderella, The Jungle Book, Alice with the Looking Glass, Beauty and the Beast, Christopher Robin, Dumbo, and Aladdin, The Lion King, Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, Lady and the Tramp, Mulan, Cruella, Pinocchio, Peter Pan, Wendy, and The Little Mermaid. Every single one. I was like, Disney, stop it! But they just kept on doing it. And there still is more happening right now. And some people might have been asking for it, but then there were some that panned out well, or some that just ended up being good and just ended up being very well received, and then there's some that just didn't turn out very well. But that's okay. Because Disney just wants to keep on doing it. But it kept on happening, whether you like it or not. But now, here we are. Disney now has its own streaming app, Disney Plus. And also sharing, of course, with Hulu, ESPN Plus, and maybe Star Plus, I think, with the Disney Bundle. Insurance, the Disney Bundle. And of course, they also have their own resort park called Disneyland in California and Disney World in Florida, Orlando, Florida, excuse me. In which you can go anytime when you're free for a vacation. But there's also other Disneys, like Disneyland and World, in different parts of the world. They also did some Halloween as well, and Christmas as well. They even have their own stores where you can buy their awesome and cute products and merch. They also do video games as well. And of course, they did one of our favorite movies and franchises. And they even won plenty of awards for movies, shows, and music as well. So Disney, happy 100th anniversary. Thank you for watching. Bye everybody. Aha!